All right, time for today's Legal Insanity. My dream team and I break down the unusual, weird, and just bizarre legal stories of the day. Today, we've got criminal defense attorneys Joey Jackson, Rebecca Nitkin, and Bradford Cohen all lined up. Y'all ready?
Ready
to roll.
Yeah. All right,
Ready.
first up.
With my friend Rebecca.
A 62-year-old man had to tell his whole neighborhood that he's a bully. He was convicted of harassing the family next door, so a judge made him hold a sign that says he picks on disabled children. He calls the punishment unfair. Is this public shaming fair or unfair, Brad? Rebecca, fair or unfair?
I think it's thinking outside of the box. People were questioning why he wasn't prosecuted and thrown in jail. I think the judge used her discretion and did something good, considering that he's been harassing a neighbor who's got some handicapped children, putting feces on their house, and doing a lot of things to harm the children.
Amen, Rebecca.
Amen.
Thanks.
From Joey. All right, next up.
Thanks, Joey.
All right, Alden Smith, charged with making a bomb threat at LAX. Apparently, airport police say the 24-year-old mentioned having a bomb during a security screening, and we just got this video of police arresting Smith at the gate. Take a listen.
You're bugging, bro. You're bugging. You're embarrassed. That's the fuck you are. You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed. I've done nothing wrong. I'm not even.
All right, the team's GM says they're disappointed by the news. So has Smith maybe taken one too many hits to the helmet here, Rebecca? Doesn't everybody know you don't say that word anymore at the airport?
Well, apparently he didn't, but I'm a little bit confused because the Southwest counter said that he couldn't get on the plane. So why did he go through security? And then he went to McDonald's, and then he was approached at McDonald's. So maybe he was frustrated and he mumbled something, and then they're taking him down. So, you know, he's 24 years old, and we're told that's when the brain is supposed to be fully developed. Maybe his isn't quite there. I don't know. He's had a tough go of it, but he was rounding the corner. I think there might be a little bit more to this. Not sure.
All right.
Yeah, 100%.
And yes, everyone's got a lot to say about this topic. First, take a look at one of the most recent teachers to go from the classroom to the courtroom. And I say just one of, because just one Google search turns up a dozen similar stories from this week alone. Do you think our system is finally saying, oh, you know what? This is bad. We can't have female teachers doing this.
Absolutely. I mean, it used to be that the young women were scandalized. It was a slutty type of a thing. But these young boys are traumatized just as much. I would guess that these individuals that were involved in this were not the ones that were supported by wonderful families, getting straight A's, scholars, and athletes. I believe that they're probably having some difficulties on their own. But I disagree with categorizing this woman as a pedophile. I believe that it's going to come out that she probably was a situational offender, probably somebody who has extremely low self-esteem and never thought that she'd find herself in this situation. I also believe that it's very difficult to find individuals that are going to get caught in this type of situation. You can check all sorts of criminal records, but you can't detect people who are alcoholics, drug addicts, suffering from divorces, and feeling very badly about themselves. Mike, I know how you feel about these things. I've watched you forever, and this is a situation where she didn't go to this school to become a teacher to have sex with students.
How do you know? Hey,
You'll find out in the investigation.
No. Rebecca, doesn't Lady Justice wear a blindfold for a reason, that the gender of the offender and the victim shouldn't matter?
It's even more than that. These children are 13, 14, and 15 years old. And as I originally indicated, they probably have their own problems going on. And when you send your child to school to be with a teacher, the teacher is supposed to teach you how to behave, what is right, what is wrong, what you're supposed to do in society. They are not supposed to be morally bankrupt and take advantage of you. And therein lies the whole story. It doesn't matter if it's a male teacher or a female teacher. You are not allowed to touch my child, your child, anyone's child. End of story.
And a lot of people expressing their outrage in this case on social media. 9-year-old Amari stomped to death, but there were signs before he spoke out to his teacher. Police investigated, family services investigated, yet he was left in that home and he ends up dead. Let's take a look at what folks are saying with our dream team here. Hashtag on the case. And we begin with flaws and all. Everyone except the teacher should be charged with neglect, including the authorities. Rest in peace, Omari. And you know what's so, Rebecca, what's so difficult about this case for a lot of people is that this little boy did what he was supposed to do, and he still was not able to be saved.
It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic. First of all, there's Child Protective Services. 9 cases. 9 times they went out and investigated this family. Secondly, the police department arrived. They said that the 911 operator told them that they could listen to the tape. That's how bad it was. They chose to overlook it. If it were domestic violence, they would be required by law to see if there was a mark or a bruise. There were marks, there were bruises, there were bite marks, there were burns. They were in all different stages of recovering, which means it had been ongoing. Third of all, they had been investigated so many times. It is wrong. This little boy all by himself reported it to the teachers. He's the one who called 911.